YouTube. All right, good afternoon. I am Jessica Carroll, the Interim Program Manager for Measure 110, and I'll be assisting Onisha Cochran with facilitation for today's meeting. The Oversight and Accountability Council welcomes and encourages community input. Members of the public are invited to submit public comments or get on our interested parties email list by emailing oha.measure110@odhsoha.oregon.gov. That email address and more information about the council can be found on the Measure 110 OAC website. For more information or support with community engagement, please contact Sydney McConnell, and she will be dropping her information in the chat. OAC members have asked that OHA and other staff who are present in the meeting space introduce themselves in the chat. Please share your role with the agency, and if you're a subject matter expert, your area of expertise. And with that, I'm going to send it over to Onisha to welcome you.
And I will turn it over to Jessica for opening remarks if there's more for you to do.
I don't have anything else, so I think we can send it to Sydney for attendance. I just want to I just real quick want to call out that we have Morgan Godwin here on my phone. So she will definitely say here when her name is called.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you for joining us. If you could please say here when we say your name for the record. Amy?
I'm here.
Hi, Amy. Blue did not make it. Carlos?
I'm here.
Hi, Carlos. Caroline?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
I'm here. Okay.
Thank you, Caroline. Hello. Dharma? Not made it yet. Henry?
Here.
Hi, Henry. Hubert?
Here.
Hi, Hubert. Jackie?
Here.
Hi, Jackie. Keisha?
Here.
Hi, Keisha. Leticia?
Here.
Hi, Leticia. Melinda? Not here. Morgan?
Here.
Hey, Morgan. Nicole?
Here. I'm here.
Hi, Nicole. Onisha?
Here.
Hey, Onisha. Ron?
Here.
Hey, Ron. Sabrina?
I am here.
Hey, Sabrina. Zeb?
Yes, I am here.
Hi,
Thank you.
Zeb. Hey, thanks. Tori? I don't
Happened
think
to
Tori
my
was able to
bell?
make it. And Ebony.
What happened to my bill?
Here.
Hey, Ebony. All right, we are at 15. Back to Onisha.
So for today's agenda, we have the policy extension discussion and vote, the burn partner subcontract discussion and vote, the legislative work group update, and the OHA updates. So I will pass it to Jessica for the cause for conflict of interest.
All right, can we pull up the slide, please? And I'm going to read it because I know we have one person on the phone who can't read it. You all should be pretty familiar with this slide. This is the slide about conflicts of interest. So we are going to call for those before this discussion of the OAC with regard to an extension for the policy templates from burn partners. And with that, if you have an actual conflict or a potential conflict, please state it and describe that conflict. And then we will do the presentation discussion and we'll see where we're at the end of that. All right, we can pull that down now, Carly. All right, Sydney.
Sorry, I was muted. All right, for conflicts of interest, Amy?
No, I don't have one.
Thank you. Blue is not here. Carlos?
I don't think I have one.
Caroline?
No.
Henry?
No.
Hubert?
No.
Jackie,
Could you say one more time what the purpose of this vote is? I just want to make sure I'm saying the right thing.
Yeah, Jackie, so you're gonna discuss and possibly vote on extending out the policy template requirement for burn grantees. So giving grantees more time to write their policies.
So if we're a recipient, then we have a conflict, right?
I can't answer that. I'm not-
It sounds like I do. I will say that I do have a conflict.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Keisha,
My phone cut out and I didn't even hear.
we're calling roll to see who may have a conflict of interest for the vote around policy template extensions.
I don't think it's not financial, right?
So the vote that you're voting on is for the policy templates, which are a grant milestone. But you are not making a financial decision.
Keisha, you still there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Not sure.
Leticia,
I have a conflict with Addictions Recovery Center because I'm employed by them. And I also have a conflict with the Pathfinder Network as my spouse is employed with them.
okay. There's actual or potential, Leticia.
Actual.
Thank you. Melinda did not make it. Morgan, do you have any conflicts to mention? Jessica.
Sorry, Morgan, can you do that one more time?
No, I do not have any conflicts.
Thank you, Morgan. Nicole put in the chat that she does not have any conflict. Onisha?
No conflict.
Thank you. Ron?
No conflict.
Thank you. Sabrina?
No conflict.
Thank you. And Zeb?
I contacted the ethics commission about this 2 weeks ago when we were initially going to vote on it. My interpretation is that I did not have a conflict. So I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. Thanks, Zeb. Okay. And then Jackie, does your conflict potential or actual?
Well, can you tell me what the template, just exactly what the vote is, and maybe I can figure that out.
Voting to extend the deadline for burn grantees to submit their policies and procedures.
Well, since I mean, obviously we're getting some of the funds, so it would affect us, but it's not a major deal for us. So could you just say, can I say potential? I know you're probably not allowed to tell me what to say, but you can if you want.
You can say whatever you want, Jackie.
I'll say potential conflict. How's that? Is that
Thank
more
you.
better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect. Thank you. All right,
Thank
so
you.
we got 2 potential or actual conflicts when we get to it. So back to you.
All right, for those of you with actual conflicts of interest, please turn your camera off and don't participate in the discussion. All right, so this was a request brought by Burn Partners to get an extension on the policy template submission. You all discussed it at the last meeting, but we did not have quorum to vote. They are requesting 6 months And I think you all were having a discussion, so I'm just gonna, I think Onisha, if you want to lead that discussion and call on hands, we're good to go.
Or, so, I'm gonna call on Amy first, but before I say that, I think the important part of the discussion is to know that, if we do decide to, grant an extension in a way that isn't the exact same time as the expenditure reports. So that would mean 2 months instead of 3 months, or 4 months instead of 6 months. So just stagger the dates on it if we agree to do the extension. So Amy and then Ron.
I'd like to make a motion that we grant 90-day extension on the policies and procedures being turned in.
So that would put us right at the same time of the expenditure. So the staff is putting that in our awareness so that we would, so it would have to be 60 days or 4 months.
So
90
give them
days, then,
another 2 months, then 60 days, right?
okay.
Is that what you're
Okay.
saying? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
60 days is enough. We gave you a template. We have offered help. It's not rocket science. It's 60 days. I make a motion to grant an extension of 60 days for the grantees to get their policies and procedures in.
All
Okay,
right,
so Amy made a motion, but Ron and Sabrina has their hand up.
Go ahead, Sabrina.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if somebody was going to second that or not.
Sabrina, you want to go ahead with your discussion?
Yeah, yeah, now that I'm hearing 4 months, I was in agreement with 90 days last time, but 4 months also sounds feasible to me, and it gives it that little extra cushion. And so after thought about it, I'm a little bit more comfortable with 4 months. So I just wanted to say that.
I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know if Ron he's lowered his hand. Keisha?
I'm just wondering, how long have the templates been out?
the template will have been out 90 days in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I will amend my motion and ask that we make a motion, that I will make a motion for 4 months
I second that.
extension
Can-
for
we
them
have-
to get their policies and procedures in.
We have
So
a motion for 4 months, and Sabrina seconded, and then Ron and Jessica have their hand up.
I was just gonna say, I support 4 months. I was gonna talk through kind of what the parameter, kind of what the concerns were from the partners, but I think I'm not hearing too much dissension around 4 months, so I will withhold making a speech.
Ron?
Can I ask that we not use months, we use days? So rather than 4 months, can we make that 120 days, because months have different lengths of time? Just to be
Okay.
very clear.
Amy, can you amend your motion to 120 days?
Yes, I would like to rescind all forward motions and make a new motion for a 120-day extension for the grantees to get their policies and procedures submitted.
And I still second that.
You have your hand up?
I do. So I agree with the motion. And I think that we should also try to help give them as much support as they can to be able to meet this extended deadline going forward, so that they can get what they need to be able to meet this deadline, since we're going to push it out more. That's just what I wanted to say.
Is it okay to, I don't see any more hands for the discussion. Is it okay to turn it over to Sydney for the vote at this time?
Yep.
We're ready to vote.
Drop the motion in the chat, but it reads a motion for an extension of 120 days for grantees to get their policies and procedures submitted. Amy, how do you vote?
Yes. me?
Carlos.
Yes. Okay.
So yes, on the 120 days.
Thank you. And let's see, Caroline.
Yes.
Thank you. Henry,
Yes.
Hubert,
Yes.
Jackie,
Oh, yes.
sorry, Jackie, I forgot you had your potential, but that's still okay to vote if you want to.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Okay. Keisha,
Yes.
Melinda is not here. Sorry. Morgan.
Yes.
Thank you. Nicole. Nicole voted yes in the chat. Onisha.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Ron.
Yes.
Thank you. Sabrina.
Yes.
Thank you. And Zeb.
Yes.
All right. Thanks so much. That passes with 13 yes votes.
Do we have something else to vote on, Jessica?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have a presentation from the HIV Alliance.
Okay, can I turn it over to you for call for conflict of interest?
Yes, you can. Again, we're going to call for conflicts of interest. You are about to hear a presentation from HIV Alliance, who is a burn partner in Lane County. I think I got that right. I don't have my agenda in front of me. Who is a burn partner in Lane County. If you have a conflict of interest, either potential or actual, raise your hand and please state it now. Hearing none, we're going to turn it over to our friends at HIV Alliance. Carly, do we have those slides to bring up? Awesome. And I believe we have Amanda McCluskey. And welcome.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, I'm here. Thank you for sharing the slides. I was all ready. So this is great. Thank you for having me. I'm Amanda McCluskey from HIV Alliance. I'm the Senior Program Director here. I know Renee was going to become our Executive Director, but she is out and couldn't make it. So I'm here in her place. And I suppose I can just tell you that I'm ready for the next slide and someone will move it for me. Thank you so much. So yeah, we're part of the lane burn. There's 3 lane burns and we're part of 2 of them. And then this is the burn that is relevant for the discussion today, but these are all of our wonderful burn partners. And I am ready for the next slide. Okay, so our proposal today that I want to talk to you about is to have a subcontract with NAACP of Eugene Springfield. And we would like to subcontract with them to provide a health educator that they would hire and they would support. And then this health educator would provide culturally specific training and education to all of those burn members that you just saw, to their staff, to other providers, other partners, and our NAACP health committee members and community members. So the health educator position is already in our contract. We are just looking for approval to do a subcontract with NAACP, and I'll explain the background for that in just a second. But these are some of the topics they would do trainings on. So harm reduction, culturally specific considerations around substance use disorder, and the programs and barriers to programs, the impact of substance use disorder, stigma on community access, and burn services and gaps for BIPOC communities. So I'm ready for the next slide. So we have a long existing relationship with NAACP. We have them as a subcontractor on another grant and we act as their fiscal sponsor. When we originally started planning the burn, NAACP was going to be a burn member. And we were going to subcontract with them to hire 2 community health workers and that health educator. But shortly before the submission of the burn grant, NAACP's executive director left their organization. And this was a really sudden transition. And because of that, they weren't able to participate in the burn. So they wanted to be able to come back and participate once things had stabilized for them. But at that moment, it just wasn't the right fit and the right time. Next slide, please. So we submitted our burn application, retaining the positions that we were going to subcontract with NAACP for, but we retained them as our own. So 2 community health workers and the 1 health educator. In the time since then, we've hired the 2 community health workers and they are working at NAACP. So we have a lot of infrastructure and support that we can give to those community health workers. So it's doing the partnership this way has made sense. Things like we have a lot of fiscal control and processes around financial assistance going out to our clients that are being served. And that can be really complex and challenging to set up all of those systems like credit card systems and checks and gift cards and all of the different things that we do for clients. So we worked with consultant Mark Harris, who we've had a long relationship with as well, and determined that if NAACP could not return to the burn, we would recruit NAACP Health Committee members to form a new coalition out of the box, which would assist in the work that NAACP has identified as needed. And that's been started, and that's where we want that subcontract with that educator to help with. Next slide, please. So like I mentioned, we hired the 2 community health workers and they're located at NAACP health workers or headquarters, and they're working closely with NAACP to support BIPOC folks who are experiencing barriers to substance use treatment, harm reduction, other services, and helping folks get what they need. And we contracted with Mark Harris for some additional supervision for those community health workers. And then we have our outreach manager, Terry Shea, is their on-site supervisor. So they've been trained and we have a well-rounded plan for ongoing support. And next slide, please. Yeah. So for NAACP, for their current situation, they have a new administrator, office staff, and other support staff. They've got new members to their board of directors, and they're strengthening their health committee. So their board at this point has decided that their operations have stabilized and they're interested in returning to the burn. So what they would like is for us to, or what we would all like, what they proposed is for us to subcontract with them and they hire that 1.0 educator. And so because it was in our application, there's no additional funds needed. So that, I believe, is the end of my slides.
Thank you so much, Amanda. And just a reminder to everybody, we have this meeting scheduled till 2:30. If you guys want to vote on this, just think of the time, because once people start dropping off, we lose quorum.
I'd like to make,
Okay.
I just want to make a motion to allow them to subcontract with the NAACP.
You have a second?
Morgan just seconded very loudly. Go ahead, Morgan.
Okay, Morgan seconded, and then we have 3 hands. I'm gonna call them in the order I saw them. So I've seen Sabrina, Keisha, and Ron.
I don't know if you're before me, Ron.
Go ahead, Sabrina.
Okay, I was just going to say, I'm just confused if it was already in the contract. I don't really foresee or have a problem with moving the motion forward. If it was already there, there doesn't seem like there has, excuse me, doesn't seem like there has to be a big adjustment to the money, which way, one way or another. So I'm for it.
Keisha or Ron, I don't care who goes first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, this seems like a perfectly logical and reasonable proposal to the council, and I support it.
Isha,
Sorry, I don't know if, I just don't see, any peers or CADC. I don't see any addiction related folks in this subcontract. Just an observation.
any more discussion? Or who do I turn it over to? Jessica for conflict of interest or Sydney? Okay. We already did conflict of interest, so now we vote.
No worries. And just, we didn't have any conflicts of interest stated. So Amy, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Thank you. Carlos?
I vote yes.
Thank you. Caroline?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, and it looks like Dharma's joined. Dharma, would you like to vote?
Can you tell me what I'm voting on? I just haven't heard it yet since I joined in.
Yes. So the motion that we're voting on is the motion to allow HIV Alliance to subcontract with the NAACP.
Oh, I'll vote yes.
Thank you. Henry?
Yes, please. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Hubert?
Yes.
Thank you. Jackie?
Yes.
Thank you. Keisha?
Yeah.
Thank you. Leticia?
Yes.
Thank you. Morgan?
Yes.
Thank you. Nicole?
Yes.
Thank you. Onisha?
Yes.
Thank you. Ron?
Yes.
Thank you. Sabrina?
Yes.
Thank you. And Zeb?
Yes.
All right, that passes with 15.
Okay, now it looks like we're jumping into the legislative work group update. So I'll turn that over to Ron and Keisha.
I wasn't there.
Okay, so the legislative work group that's been meeting every week for the past 6 weeks or 8 weeks, that convened by Rep Knows. I'm going to keep this short because we only have a couple minutes. They kind of completed their work last week. They put the kind of combined recommendations into an amendment. And so there is a bill, House Bill 2513, which encompasses the recommendations. And so last night there was a hearing on that bill with the -1 amendment that was well attended, and there was over 40 people who testified or signed up to testify or submitted written testimony, and it was, I think, overwhelmingly in support of the amendment. In the interest of time, if you'd like, I can walk through that amendment in detail next time we meet.
Thank you, Ron. And then now it's on Jessica for OHA updates.
Yeah, I just have one. I know don't have a lot of time. I just want to, I was asked to talk about the process by which, starting on April 1st, you can obtain an excused absence from an OAC meeting. We have had an inability to keep and maintain quorum. A letter was sent out with instructions on how to have an excused absence. And I'm just going to state those in case you didn't have a chance to read them. So if you know you are going to be absent from a meeting, we need you to please email Sydney and Carly. And the reason why we're asking you to email both of them is because sometimes people are sick or take a day off, and we don't want anybody's emails to get lost. Please state the reason that you will be missing the meeting, and we will get back to you with whether that is an excused absence or not. You all have a pretty high quorum standard, and in order to do business, we need to have that. So we appreciate everyone who shows up consistently, and we look forward to seeing everyone every week, or every meeting, not every week. Sabrina.
I can just call you afterwards, Jessica. It's just about my absence next week.
Okay, yeah.
Just as a heads up, one of the recommendations in the amendment is to adjust the quorum requirements to a majority instead of 2/3 of the council, so that it would significantly reduce the burden of trying to reach quorum every time that this problem that we have repeatedly.
Keisha,
Real quick, I thought legally that couldn't be done with this type of council.
Leffler. Okay, all right.
Right, so it was done in Senate Bill 755, so that it amends, so this would amend Senate Bill 750, that statute, to allow it to be a majority instead of 2/3 of the council.
Final thoughts or questions about the attendance? I think that we can end the meeting now. I survived. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You did
Great
amazing,
job,
Onisha.
Onisha.
Good job.
You.
You rocked it, Onisha. All right, I'm about to lose connection anyway. Love y'all. I'll be in Portland overnight.
Watch out, Portland.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're preparing right now. Drive safe, Amy.
I will. I got Sleeping Beauty in the back, so I'm not having too much fun tonight.
Oh, well, there you go. All right.
See ya.
Bye. Thanks, everyone. Bye.